Welcome to the I Hate Critics Movie Review Podcast. I'm professional film critic Sean Patrick. Hi, Jeff.
Oh, hello. How are you?
I'm good. Where can people get your art?
JeffLassiter.com is my website, and you are welcome to hit me up if you're looking for a commission. I just got some prints ordered for the QC Fright Con, which is the first of its kind in the Quad Cities area in Davenport, at the River Center. It is in conjunction with Planet Funk Con, which has been going strong for quite a few years now. QC FrightCon, we will have several pretty good horror guests this year. Caroline Williams from Texas Chainsaw Part 2 is going to be there. We're going to have Ken Foree, who was in the original Dawn of the Dead, which is a big get, I think, for most conventions, especially a first-year convention like ours.
That is huge. I mean, the guy's got such a long horror resume. I mean, for somebody who's not known at all in the mainstream, he's like a huge name in the horror world. It's wild.
He's actually going to be at a couple different ones that I'll be at this year, in Davenport and Ottumwa, Iowa. Honey Gregory, who was the original male girl from the Joe Bob Briggs show. And now, they do it on Shudder. They just canceled the show, but it was Darcy, the male girl, and Honey Gregory was the first of her first one, and she'll be there. Local horror actor Justin Markson is going to be there. Christina Lease, familiar with her from Child's Play 2 and 90210, that kind of stuff. Sean Whalen.
Oh yeah, I've had a crush on her for years.
Oh, well, you're going to come and meet her? I'm sure I'll have a pass for you.
I think the restraining order says I can't get that close to her.
God, why do you keep getting these on these actresses from the 80s? Sean. John Abrahams from Scary Movie, and the newest one as well. He'll be there. Tara Buckman. Do you remember Cannonball Run?
Yeah.
She was in that. She was in Silent Night, Deadly Night. Sam Jones, who played Flash Gordon, will be here.
Oh, wow.
As well as some of the Resident Evil actors. So yeah, if you're in the Quad City area or within an hour or so, I come down on the 26th to the 28th of June at the River Center, Davenport, Iowa. You can meet me, which is more than enough reason, I'm sure. And yeah, I mean, it looks like it's going to be fun. I've been trying to promote it as much as possible so that, we have a really good weekend, because we want this to keep going and going and going. So yeah.
Sounds very cool.
So,
honestly, yeah. Ken Foree is enough to get me to want to go. Well, I'm not kidding. I love that guy. He's fucking great. Like
Exactly. So yeah, definitely. Well, you can come and see Sean and I both there, because he'll be there for Ken. Yeah. So if anybody has any questions about that, you can reach out to me on Instagram or Threads. I'm at Jeff Lassiter Pop Cult.
Do you have do you happen to have a print that you made of him sitting on the toilet in the Halloween remakes?
No, but I could probably whip one of those together pretty quickly.
His big role guy taking a shit in the Halloween remakes.
Oh, yeah, I did a poster. We might have a couple of at the show, so come and get that signed. But
very cool.
Yeah.
What are you working on? I've been working on more movies of the 80s stuff. I found this actress that I'd never heard of before and became kind of invested in her story. A woman by the name of Carol Wayne, who died in 1985 under mysterious circumstances. She was the tea time girl of the movie Miss some I can't remember it anymore. Johnny Carson show on the Tonight Show in the '70s, and so a lot of people who are of that age remember her from that. And she before that she was on old '60s TV shows a lot. I think she was even Emmy nominated for her uh, guest role in I Spy. She's always been a good actress, but she played this dim blonde on Carson
Hmm.
for 8 years, and that just kind of became who she was. And then he cut his show to an hour and stopped doing skits and kicked her to the curb. You know, just Mr. Sentimental Midwestern
Oh.
Johnny Carson.
He
Uh,
that guy was so talented, but he was a douchebag. He really was.
I mean, I get that impression just from this story because he said nothing when she died, and she was like a big part of his show for a long time. Like, how do you do that? How do you just like? I'm not asking for everybody to mourn publicly, but like a statement, put out a statement,
Yeah. Yeah.
something. This person that worked closely with you for years is murdered, perhaps, and you say nothing. It's interesting. That's all. She wasn't murdered. It was ruled an accidental drowning, but I don't know how you drown with no water in your lungs. That just doesn't.
Yeah.
That doesn't sit well. That doesn't sit well. How do you drown in 4 feet of water when you're 5'2"? Like, just stand
Yeah.
up. But she
You
was
know,
afraid of
I
the water, and she didn't know how to swim, and it was dark.
Yep.
But she wasn't drunk. She wasn't high. There were no, according to the toxicology, she had no drugs or alcohol in her system. Um, It's weird. It's weird. And the man she was on vacation with was a man who has a weird past. He was a failed film director and exec and producer. But at the time they were together, he was a car salesman. So you know how well his movie career was going. But back in 1969, he happened to be at the apartment of Diane Linkletter, the daughter of Art Linkletter, when she allegedly jumped out of a sixth floor window, out of the kitchen window of an apartment that had a deck, which doesn't make much sense to
No.
me at all. I mean, if you've got a deck, why would you crawl through the kitchen window?
Right.
And he just happened to have been there both times. He just happens to leave Mexico before anybody even knows she's gone. They found her
Right.
body after 3 days, and he's already out of the country. Like that's just a bit suspicious, just a bit.
Hmm.
But the reason I came across her is because there's this movie called Heartbreakers, which pretty much nobody's seen, with Peter Coyote and Nick Mancuso, and Roger Ebert wrote about it back in '84, calling it one of the saying that the scene that she's in, the scene that she performed, was just this incredible monologue. She plays a sex worker who also poses for the paintings that Peter Coyote's character does, and she talks about sex work and why she does it, and trying to essentially exploit herself before men can do it for her, and she can't, profit from it. And it's a really emotional thing, and like you hear her talking about this, and it's almost like she's talking about the various men who been in her life. She was married to this producer named Bert Sugarman, who was apparently not a very good guy, and her ex-husband must have been a real jerk because, like, they found her body. He's like, "Yeah, cremate her, whatever. Get her back. Just send her back in a box or something." Like, real sentimental dude. Didn't
Of
even let him finish the investigation into her death. So,
course.
really, really good dude. Um,
Men are the
but yeah, and
worst.
then of course, Carson, who just didn't give her any notice or credit or anything for her time on his show. And you listen to this monologue that she delivers in Heartbreakers, and it's very moving, especially with that context. But even without the context, it's just a well delivered monologue by by an actress. And if you didn't know she wasn't really an actress, like she was, but I mean, she didn't get to practice that very often because everyone thought of her as just the dumb blonde on the Carson show. It's
Yeah.
really emotional. It's really, and it's, and the thing is, like, again, nobody saw Heartbreakers other than like Roger Ebert at the time, and maybe several other critics who also praised her and praised the film. But I'm hoping to get the movie back out there for people. Like, it's a challenging film. It's about male friendship. It's about uh, Peter Coyote and Nick Mancuso are two guys who are uh, best friends, but they're also competing with each other, and they're forced into this moment where they have to be completely emotionally honest with each other in the midst of this three-way sex scene that's happening with Carol Wayne, and it really does get very challenging and emotional. And it's really an impressive movie sitting out there in the middle of 1984 that no one's ever seen.
Hmm. Yeah, I looked it up to see, where you could watch it, and it's not streaming.
Yeah,
Um,
I think it's on YouTube. You have to you have to really dig for it though, because it's buried by the Sigourney Weaver Jennifer Love Hewitt movie Heartbreakers pretty
yeah.
badly. You have to dig through a lot of that to find it.
Huh.
But Kino Lorber did put out a DVD a few years ago,
Oh,
so
did they?
there's that.
They're really good about putting out obscure stuff.
Yeah, I'm glad they did this one.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out.
So
Um,
yeah, that's what I'm working on, and now I'm working on a movie called Impulse with Tim Matheson and Meg Tilly.
oh yeah, I remember
You
that
familiar with
being
that one?
all I remember it being all over uh HBO back in the day when, that was the thing, and the remember the like it was like a heartbeat. Oh yeah, I just popped up on my, the heartbeat title. So,
Yeah. The premise of this one is that an earthquake happens in a Northern California town, and it causes toxic waste to leach into the milk supply in town, and everybody starts kind of losing their mind. They're acting on their immediate impulse. Meg Tilly and Tim Matheson head to this town because her mother is there and may have tried to kill herself, and uh, yeah, really, it's not as good as it could be. The original premise was written by the son of Elia Kazan, Nicholas Kazan, and he wrote
oh.
it after seeing Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and he wrote it as a horror film. Then he saw the crazies, like this is really a lot like that, and kind of shelved it for a while and picked it up again. And he had it planned as a hardcore, like R-rated horror film, and they made it into more of a atmospheric sci-fi movie, and he disowned it and took his name off it, and and yeah, it's an interesting story at the very least.
Oh. Yeah, that's I remember it was constantly on HBO. So I probably have seen it at some point,
Mhm.
but I don't remember anything about it.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect it to. Hume Cronin plays a bad guy
Oh, really?
of all people.
Hmm.
Of all the people you want to see acting on their impulses, Hume Cronin right at the top of the list.
Oh, and is that available on YouTube as well?
I think that's actually on Tubi, but I'm not sure.
Oh, interesting.
Of course, the all the stuff is at movies of the '80s on YouTube, on Vocal, and on Substack. So there you go.
Nice. We don't talk about Meg Tilly enough.
It's
She
weird,
gets
right?
over Yeah, I mean, obviously Jennifer Tilly is the big star now because of Chucky and all that, but Meg Tilly, she was in some really good roles and some not so great movies. Like we talked about Agnes of God not too long ago and how good she was in that, but
Mhm.
how she's, and she was in Psycho 2, which
Oh
does
yeah,
not get enough love. That movie is actually really well done, especially for a sequel.
very
So,
surprising film.
yeah. And she's really
And
good in it. So,
Kevin Costner's girlfriend in The Big Chill. Costner, of course, being the dead guy in The Big Chill.
yep.
She's just sort of left there with his friends to try and cope with all these weird people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we'll do a Meg Tilly thing sometime soon. Maybe we'll do Psycho 2 when we have a reason to. Um, oh, what'd you see this week?
Well, let's see. There's a new comedy out there, Jeff. I don't know if you saw
Oh,
this comedy with RuPaul in it. It's called Stop the Train.
stop
Did you?
this
Oh,
train. Yes, I saw that.
sorry. Sorry,
You have to
something
get the
weird happened,
emphasis
and
in.
I thought the zoom ended. I don't know what
Oh.
happened. Stop That Train is the name of the film, with RuPaul as the president of the United States, Chef,
Mhm.
which is an alternate reality that I think we all want right now.
I mean, honestly, there's nothing she could do to fuck up this country more than is currently being fucked up.
I mean, it couldn't possibly be worse.
I mean,
That's
as a
funny.
matter of fact, in this movie, they're dealing with shit in a much better way than we would. We would just have, I don't know, Robert F. Kennedy throw shit at the train, throw brainworms at it.
Me and Kid Rock can stop it with our
Now,
muscles.
I don't know about you, but I can come in there and I'll bench press the train to get it to stop. I'm gonna do a whole show just as RFK Jr. sometime.
Just destroying your voice.
Yep, because I'm gonna have to mute right now while I cough really loud. So
But the RuPaul is not the star of the movie. The movie stars Ginger, Minj, and Jujubee as Tess and Dee Dee, who are train hostesses on on I think it's called Stank,
Amazon. Well, oh
right? But
yes, they're on
they're on,
Stank. Yeah.
but then they get upgraded. They get a job on Glamazon, and they happen to be on the train that's heading into this massive storm that's going to destroy everything, and they have to try and help guide the train through that. Meanwhile, the president, played by RuPaul, is not dealing with this very well. But she has a tragic backstory in which she was part of the train force back in the 80s, and she ran over a small child with a train.
Oh my god. Yeah. I
Uh, this
don't.
movie is this movie is very funny. It's a part airplane and part super train from the 70s.
In part RuPaul's Drag Race because I don't know if you've ever watched the show.
No.
They do these kind of skits as the acting challenge all the time. And this read so much like one of the acting skits. There were 10 people in my showing on Friday night.
Mhm.
I'm not surprised. I mean, this is, I'm so surprised that we even got this movie in Davenport. Um,
Yeah.
and I'm really surprised that people, were there. I thought maybe there would be like a few more people who watched RuPaul's Drag Race, but but everybody laughed. Everybody laughed at
Mhm.
like most of the funny stuff. And I think most people who were there in my showing, they got it. They got what they were going for and how it was really, a takeoff on Airplane, but also on the acting challenges that they do on the show. That all of the drag queens in the show and some of the celebrities in the movie have actually done those acting challenges on the show. It is. Somebody was like, "How was it?" I'm like, "Do you watch RuPaul's Drag Race?" No, I've never seen it. Then you probably won't like it. Probably, but you don't watch it, and you seem to have laughed and thought it was funny. So I don't know. I mean,
I don't know
it's
how anybody could not laugh during this. This is like it's it's wonderfully absurd. You've got Chris Parnell playing the Chris Parnell role of being the guy who just says the weirdest shit.
Dr.
Uh,
Specimen.
it's so fucking great. You got there's this running gag about the conductor whose dick you want to see. The conductor whose dick you want to see magazine, which just floored me. I could not stop laughing at that.
Oh my god, he's a conductor. I want to see who's dick of. And the way that June Diane Raphael
Oh yeah,
delivers that, I'm like, "Oh, yes, yes. She's the perfect person to say that line." Um
fantastic, and that she has to say it a couple of times too, and she
Oh yeah,
nails it
yeah.
each time. It's fucking great.
Well, and
Yeah, that
I mean,
crushed me.
do you ever watch The English Teacher?
I don't know what that is now.
It's a TV show that it's about an English teacher who's gay, and it's Brian Jordan Alvarez who is from he. I mean, we of course love him from Megan 2.0 and Megan, which I
Oh yeah.
watched again. I watched Megan 2.0 again last night and laughed hilariously. I mean, just I can't stop laughing
Well,
about it.
it
Yeah.
still gets me. It still gets me every time.
But he's cute, but he's kind of goofy, and he was in Will and Grace, played Jack's husband for a while, and he's he's very broad in his comedy, and I think that really
Mhm.
sells the conductor that you want to see the dick of. Um, it's so silly and exactly what I needed. I think,
Yeah.
just I and everybody has their little
I
thing. Like, go ahead.
Michelle Gellar running gag with Sarah Michelle Gellar, where
Yeah.
she's just every she thinks everybody's recognizing her, and everybody's just being horrible to her. It's, oh yeah, that would just this is a great runner, just among many great runners in this movie.
Mm-hmm. Latasha
The
Leggero. You know what? They just
she's the lady
I
on her
can't
phone all the time.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I can't even with them anymore. They've just got to get. Why isn't anybody bringing me snacks? Yeah, it's play. I mean, it is played so absurdly by literally everybody.
Mhm.
And I think one of my absolute favorites in the movie is Latrice Royale, who I love Latrice Royale. She plays Barbara,
That was
and
again. She just she's just everywhere. She
yeah.
just shows up in every scenario she shows up in.
Well, and she like I saw her at the beginning, and I was like, oh, they're closing down the train line, and oh God, I love Latrice. I wish she was going to be in it more. And then she's literally in every situation, and she just shows up. Oh, hi, Barb. Barb, you're a traffic controller now. What? Honey. Just it's so great.
Forest Rescue.
Yeah.
Great.
And then
Oh my
Ginger
god.
Minj, who plays Tess. I've met Ginger Minj a couple times, and
Mhm.
the last time was at Golden Con, the Golden Girls Convention, because
Yeah.
she um, plays Blanche in one of the traveling Golden Girls uh, troops, I guess.
Mhm.
And so nice, and she actually is a good actor. You know what I mean? Like, you believe that she's playing it broadly, obviously, but you kind of believe that she is doing everything. She's like, I just want to be accepted. And oh my gosh, I'm being accepted by these people, Dee Dee. And she's like, well, what about me? No, you're here too. It's just so funny.
Yeah, like it's a classic dynamic, a classic comedy dynamic that they're playing off
Mhm.
of there where, two friends rising up the ranks together, one of them begins to rise above the other and does separate from them, and obviously they're gonna come back together, but it's the way they take that trope and just kind of keep playing it up,
Yeah.
just brill just brilliantly, where she replaces the mean girl
Mhm.
hostess for a little bit
Amber,
and
played by
does a
Brooklyn
big
Heights.
does it plays this huge, musical sequence to distract people from the fact that they're about to crash or something.
Yeah.
I just wanted I so very much, though, wanted the payoff at the end to be, Laurie Metcalf's house. Just just it's stopping short of hitting Laurie
Oh
Metcalf's
God.
house
I
because that's
wonder if
one of
they
the
try to get
they
her
laid out, like
because
they laid out multiple scenarios of how the train might crash and where it might end up, and one of them
mhm,
was television legend Laurie Metcalf's house.
if she had
Just
come
like,
out with
oh.
with a coffee and been, what the fuck are you doing on my lawn? That honestly is the only way it could have been better, because I actually
Yeah.
really enjoyed this movie. I kind of went into it with my arms crossed. You know what I mean? Because I
Really?
was like, well, I don't actually watch RuPaul's Drag Race anymore because it is very repetitive and it's hard to find. It's switched back and forth between different channels and different streaming platforms, and it's on Paramount Plus, and I don't do Paramount anymore.
Mm.
Out of a weird solidarity with Stephen Colbert and hating Larry Ellison. But it's it's one of those things where I've I haven't watched it in a few years, but some of the older shows that I have on a server that I it's just some of the best, funniest shit. And I actually I have a drag race story if you want to hear it.
Please.
Um so the season 5, I think it was season 5 when Bianca Del Rio was in the finals, and Bianca Del Rio was one of the best contestants that has ever been. Um she did a movie called Hurricane Bianca a few years ago that was almost unwatchable, but she's really funny. She was poised to win, and she was a New York City queen, and I lived in New York City at the time. And I was going to go watch the finals at the Stonewall Inn, the much storied Stonewall Inn. And at the
Mhm.
time, I worked at Best Buy, and I worked between the Chelsea store and the Jersey City store. And I went, they were having issues with their TV reception, and they couldn't get things to work, and their sound kept going out. And I worked in the TV department, and I saved RuPaul's Drag Race for the Stonewall Inn the night a hometown girl won. And
Nice.
I every time that bartender who was freaking out worked, I never paid for a drink at the Stonewall Inn. So
That's
that's my
awesome.
little claim to fame. But,
I like that.
but yeah, I thought this was very funny. I thought it was stupid and ridiculous, and everybody in the theater we were all walking out together. The one of the attendants who worked at the theater, he had watched part of it, and I think he might have been like, sneaking in to watch it a little bit, if you know what I'm saying. And he kept, on the way out, it's like, oh, let's go get dinner, everybody. And I'm like, okay, where do you want to go? He goes, chicken. Let's go get KFC. And I was like, I love chicken, and that's that joke went over his head. But um, younger gay guys they call chicken, and older gay guys
Oh
they call
God.
chicken hawks. So, not underage, but
Mhm.
I want to you know, I want to make sure that we're very clear on that. But I'm talking
This is
guys in their 20s are
yeah.
chicken.
This
Um,
is not a 1980s thing.
no, 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 not at all. Um, yeah. So he, I think he watched part of it, and he was like kind of in the groove a little bit, but not in the groove enough that he got my joke. But
Mm.
yeah, everybody enjoyed it, and we were all talking about it. And what was your favorite part? What was your favorite part? And I don't. That doesn't happen that much. Everybody kind of walks out on their own, and you know,
You're not even a really big comedy guy, right?
I like
You've
comedy,
mentioned
but
it a
yeah,
few times.
I am I'm a horror homo, honestly, and I'm not like
You
ashamed
have your
about this.
humor homos and your horror homos, and they just don't mix.
Well, I my thing is I there are some comedies that I really, really love. If I love a comedy, I really love a comedy. If
Mhm.
I just am kind of ambivalent about it, it's like, okay, whatever, no big deal. Like Bridesmaids, I can watch Bridesmaids all the time.
That's a great movie.
It is one of the best comedies I've ever seen. I love The Office.
Mhm.
The Office is on constantly. Um, but like I was little quick aside about a movie that I finally got to see this week because I was dog sitting for my sister.
Mhm.
I watched The Perfect Neighbor finally on Netflix. It was up for
Hmm.
an Academy Award.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, no, I know
Did you
which
s-
one. Yeah, I know that one now.
you saw that one, right?
Oh, yeah.
That
Aw
movie was
awful story.
absolutely devastating. I mean, I was like in tears in the middle of it when the little
Mhm.
boy was talking about his mom, and just it's a devastating movie. And then okay, I watched it between two separate times. And at the end of it, I had to start watching Bridesmaids because I just couldn't. I have to watch something. I started it at my sister's, but I had to go home because it was very late. Um, and they were going to be in Chicago all night, so I was like, all right, I'm going to go home, and I Like, oh, this movie has just got to me so badly that I put on Bridesmaids and just turned my brain off and watched that till I fell asleep.
Yeah,
And
that's good.
there are certain comedy movies that are kind of my comfort movies.
Yeah. I no, I'd when I saw Midsommar, I had to come and The Substance. I had to come home and watch Wizard of Oz and Legally Blonde.
Yeah, Legally Blonde is one of mine. The second one, the commentary is way better than the movie. Um, when Trump won the first time, I watched Miss Congeniality 1 and 2.
Mm,
It was like I gotta watch something that doesn't have anything to do with politics and that is just
mhm.
funny. And I think Sandra Bullock is incredibly hilarious, and I do like her comedy stuff. So that's what I watched. So it's very there. I don't hate comedy. Somebody's like, "Oh, you hate comedies?" I'm like, "No, I don't. I just have to find the right one that hits my spots."
Mhm.
I going in watching a just a dumb comedy is very rarely going to make me laugh. So this one did though.
This one did. Were you happy to see Guy Branum?
Oh, of course, yeah. And then that made me go home and watch Bros again,
Mhm.
a movie that I think is really mostly funny. There's a few things in it that I'm like, but I think that movie is really funny because Billy Eichner is very fucking funny. Um, and so I was like, oh, everybody in that movie is in this movie. um,
Yeah, and Rachel Bloom, I absolutely love her.
of course,
The TV show she was on, which the name of it escapes me now, but
Crazy
Crazy
Ex-Girlfriend.
Ex-Girlfriend,
I actually slept with
so
somebody from that
fucking
show.
funny. And that show's hilarious, and she's amazing, and she
Yeah.
gets to play the person who sees it coming, and no one believes her, and then they
Mhm.
do believe her, and they're still mocking her.
Yeah. She's great. She is really, really. I'd love to meet her someday just to tell her how much I appreciate her kind of comedy, um, and compare notes about the person on her show that I slept with. Um, yeah, Sarah Michelle Gellar is obviously one of my favorites. And I needed something with her in it after Anthony Stewart Head died last week.
Mhm.
Um, just seeing her do funny was really great.
Yeah, and
So,
she took it all very, very well. She
oh
played
yeah,
it all really, really well, and that had to be not an easy joke to repeatedly play. I think you can even see in the performers, they're like, they're in character, but like they don't even really want to be as mean to her as they are.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think that when I saw her in the credits, I was like, oh, because most of the people, like um the stars that are in it, have been guest judges on RuPaul's Drag Race.
Mm,
So, I mean, I'm sure, like you get Sarah Michelle Gellar to come in and do a bit part. And when I saw Jerry O'Connell at the beginning and it was just on there for a second, and same with Paul Scheer, I was like, oh, okay, so they're just going to have, these people um, on for a minute and then not on. Charo, who RuPaul loves Charo. And the fact that she's like probably 90 years old and she's still like coochie coochieing. I
incredible.
just, yeah.
Just her, she herself is just a running gag, because like I
Uh
can't
huh.
see her and not think of Love Boat.
Yeah.
Which, then of course it takes me to Super Train. Super Train was supposed to be NBC's answer
Hmm.
to Love Boat, but on a train.
Yeah.
It was going to be this giant cross country train that had sets inside of it somehow, and
Yep.
it was going to cost like $1 million an episode, and they were all excited about it. The first episode debuts, and it just goes in the fucking tank. Nobody
Hmm.
fucking watches. It's one of the great train wrecks, if you will, of ratings history. Super Train. Like, somebody thought
Train
that was a
wrecks.
great idea, and it's such a great idea to use that as the thing, to use that as a basis for a send up.
Was that a pun intended
Yes.
when you said, okay, I was just
Oh,
checking.
absolutely, yes.
But I mean, Missy Pyle, who I love Missy Pyle. We have a mutual friend, and I met her at Days of the Dead last year. We were talking about it, and she is so funny in everything, and the fact that she's just playing this horny divorcee, I'm like, yeah, okay, that's exactly what we needed.
The
Evan
freeway
Mulrooney
with
is
her
Chet.
and
Oh yeah.
Darnell and the doll. Great. Oh my god. I was so wanting that doll to stand up and, like, do something like Annabelle or something, like, when they go through a ghost tunnel. So
hmm
it's like, oh, I wanna see that doll get up and do something.
Yep. But just like everybody who's everybody on who's been on RuPaul's Drag Race is in this, and if you are even a remote fan of that in the last several seasons, you have to see this. And everybody that I've talked to, um, had a great time and actually really liked it. Um, so yeah, just go see it.
Lisa Rinna shows up.
Oh God, Lisa Rinna. I used to love Lisa Rinna, like to the point where I was like, I just think she's so gorgeous and so beautiful. And now she's a caricature of herself because she's on the
Oh,
Real
it's
Housewives or whatever. And so I when she was on Days of Our Lives, she was like my favorite of all time. And now, I'm kind of like, oh, Lisa Rinna. And I did catch an editing mistake, which I thought was really funny. Is whenever they were on Jujubee, she's in the background kind of dancing. But then when they did the wide shot, it was somebody in the same outfit, but it was definitely not Lisa Rinna. It was like when they tried to pass off a bald black guy as Mace Windu in Star Wars Episode 1 when they're all getting off
but in
um
a comedy like
the
this, it
shuttle.
works. I mean, like, if they'd replaced her with, like, Terry Crews, like, it would be
Yeah,
like, you would know, like, this is intentional joke. You can
yeah,
get
but it
away
was
with that, is the point is you can get away with silly, mistakes like that in a parody film because everybody thinks
mhm.
it's part of the parody.
But yeah, it was just somebody who looked like her, and I was like, "Oh, I got it,
I
I
am a
got
s
it."
I am a sucker for these kind of movies because, the like, when we do 94, 95, 96 podcast, like, we've seen a bunch of these back in the day. There was a well, there's one that was a setup of, like, Lethal Weapon with, Samuel L. Jackson and Emilio Estevez that
Yeah,
absolutely hysterical, just
mhm.
completely hysterical. I can't believe no more people don't watch that one. And, Carl Reiner did one, that same year that had Sean Young in it, and it was just so
Oh, Fatal
goddamn funny.
Instinct.
That movie is hilarious.
Yeah.
He's a lawyer and a cop. He arrests guys and then gives him his card. "Call me tomorrow. I'll represent you in court." Like, it's just so fucking silly, and it was so hilarious, and then I read the reviews and people who hate it, and I'm like, "What is wrong with you people? This movie's fucking hysterical."
Oh.
And then all the
Yeah.
Naked Guns are funny. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
just generally, just they're all funny. I've not seen, Love at First Bite, the Dracula one, but other than
Mhm.
that, like, all the parody movies we've watched on that show from the '90s have just been Robin Hood, Men in Tights. I mean, come on, that's
Yep.
a fucking great
I was
we
actually
got a
thinking
Robin
about
Hood
that for
movie
a
coming this
classic.
weekend.
I was actually thinking about that for a classic, but I'm like, you guys just did that not too long ago on the show. So, um, I, uh, I, I guess I don't, like, I like absurdist comedies like this. So, like
Mhm.
Airplane, even Airplane 2, which,
Oh, I love those. Love them
you
both,
know,
even though their creators are crazy now.
yeah, the Naked Gun movies, latest Naked Gun I thought was great. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
So,
Mhm.
yeah. So this is kind of in my wheelhouse in a lot of different ways. Plus, it's Pride Month, so eat it, homos. Uh,
It did sneak into the top 10, so there's that.
yeah,
Not
good,
many people thought it would, but, it made it to the top 10. It made over $2 million on the weekend.
nice. That's great. I'm not being like even at all facetious. I think that's absolutely great. So
Yeah, and I mean, nobody goes to see you have to remember, nobody goes to see good movies because no one went to see Sister Mary, so, I mean, no one goes
Mother
if
Mary,
you're a good
yeah.
movie, it's a badge of honor. It's a badge of honor to have your movie not seen by everyone.
hmm I mean, yeah.
But a
I've
movie that did, get a lot of people to see it was Disclosure Day.
What's that? I'm just kidding.
Steven Spielberg's Disclosure Day, starring Emily Blunt and Josh O'Connor. We get a whole really great cast there. Colin Firth, even Eve Hewson, Colman Domingo, Wyatt Russell. Lots of great actors in this, and it's Steven Spielberg. It's never going to be bad when it's Steven Spielberg. Although I've heard people call it bad, and I don't feel that way. I don't feel this is a
No.
bad movie. I'm not quite sure where it fits, like how it works, but it does kind of work on me just because he's such a great storyteller. The idea here is that we're talking about aliens. We're coming up on what's going to be called Disclosure Day. This guy, Josh O'Connor's character, has stolen pretty much all of the alien secrets of the past several decades and is going to put them out somehow, and with the help of Colman Domingo. Colin Firth is trying to stop them. He's tried to keep aliens under wraps for years, and he's trying to do so again. Emily Blunt is a character who has in her past an encounter with aliens, but she doesn't remember it. She was very, very young. And one day when she's delivering the weather on Kansas City television, she starts speaking in clicks, just this clicking noise.
Mhm.
And it turns out that's an alien language. And surprisingly, Josh O'Connor can understand it, even though no one else can. Uh, and that's going to bring them together. That's going to bring them together with Colman Domingo's character. Meanwhile, Colin Firth is this in his capacity as the bad guy has this alien technology that allows him to kind of drop in on people's minds and kind of take them over and use them against the people that he's searching for, which is a pretty clever device. I thought they used that pretty well. I think the only thing that really, I think the people who are upset about this are upset about the ending because the movie doesn't end necessarily. That's where we get into kind of a weird place with this movie because there's a lot of people who are very very upset that this movie has an ending that didn't satisfy them, Jeff.
Well, I can understand that. Um, actually, I was with the movie for most of it, and I got with it a little more at the end, um, or towards the end. I was like,
Mhm,
okay, because it just these disparate parts that come together um, were really well told stories on their own. Um,
mhm,
I said last week that I had heard that this was kind of a proto sequel to Close Encounters of the Third Kind, which we'll talk about a little later, and it does not in any way come out and say that, but it also does not say that. It
mhm.
definitely fits. And I kept thinking about it. I'm like, you know what? I don't know for 100% sure that it's aliens, but I think it probably is because of the crop circles in the trailer. Um,
Right.
but it could be something else. And I started to think that as the movie started, and probably for about the first 20 minutes, maybe I was wrong. Maybe it's completely different because it doesn't, they're not talking about it at all. Um, and then as it builds up and you start to learn about who uh, the animals that come and speak to them, who they really are,
Mhm.
okay, that makes sense. That's our brains trying to process this thing that we can't really process. And I I just it's hard to like pinpoint where the movie really hooked me uh to be on its side about the reveal. Um and obviously we never do not talk about spoilers. And when they,
Yeah,
at the
that's really the big question of the film. Like the big point, I guess, is like how do you feel about how to whether they should reveal it. That's the question that they're kind of throwing around, and it's really up to you how if you think that if you're a cynic and you don't think that people could handle knowing that aliens exist, or if you're somebody who believes that this is something we'll just incorporate into our reality and we'll all be fine. It really is the big divide, and it's really more. I think in that way, it's about the audience. It's about how you feel about aliens, and
Yeah.
really, when you get to the end and it asks you to listen, it's asking you to listen to yourself and how you feel about this story and how you feel about how you would feel about this situation. Would you
Well,
want this information? Would you want to know that there are aliens, or do you not want to know and just kind of want it all to go away?
yeah. I have said on the show before that I'm an atheist and that I'm not a believer in much. Um, but there is a really, really interesting uh like scene with Elizabeth Marvel, who I fucking love from SVU and so much stuff. And she plays the mother superior, I guess, at a convent that Jane used to be a part of. And Jane is having a real crisis when she figures out that these are aliens, and she's like, what does that mean that there's no God? And Elizabeth Marvel, she says, like, no, because that's only talking about Earth. The Bible is only talking about Earth, and she thinks it's something hopeful because that means that it actually proves that God exists as opposed to disproves
Yeah.
God exists. And I thought
Do you think
that's
he
a
creates his
really,
entire own universe just for us? I think
yeah,
something that she said, and
yeah.
I thought that was incredible. I thought that was an incredible line, and really just the hopeful way that somebody with faith would look at this.
Mhm. I loved that they gave so many different perspectives on what this would mean to people because, yeah, and it does help that we are in the middle of World War III, or the beginning of World War III when this movie begins, and all the tensions that the news people are talking about from North Korea. Um, that really kind of makes the stakes even more high because you're trying to like, what is that going to do if all these people who are at war suddenly realize that we're not alone and we could be fighting, could be fighting something even bigger than we know, um, or that we're not
Hmm.
alone. And why are we fighting on this little puny planet when there's obviously other stuff out there? So,
There are whole other planets we could be blowing up.
yes, yes,
There's
exactly.
a universe to conquer, guys. Let's go.
Space Force.
There's aliens who haven't seen my dick yet.
Pretty much. So,
Just getting to the core of how most white cis men think. Uh,
oh, but yeah, I a lot of interesting pieces that I don't think it's as cohesive as something like Close Encounters or ET. Um, and I think that is because Steven Spielberg is much older and
mhm,
his thoughts aren't, he doesn't necessarily need to boil them down into something palatable anymore. Um,
mhm.
he can kind of be a little more esoteric in his thinking and his filmmaking, and I think that that's why the movie ends the way it does.
Oh yeah.
You can't not show an alien. I mean, you can't not do it. Um, but are they going to make a part two because of the way that it ends? Is it just left to for other people to comprehend, and then you're on your own, which I think is
Well, here's a
a
fun
more
question that
interesting.
nobody wants to hear. Is this really about the Epstein files?
I mean, you would,
I mean,
like,
think
yeah.
about what could be. I mean, if you're not talking about aliens, then there's a pretty big, still pretty good amount of people who haven't been exposed in the Epstein files, and whether or
Mhm.
not everybody could handle it if they were is a fair question that I'm sure somebody is asking right now. And frankly, I would like to see it all. I would like to see disclosure day for the Epstein files, the full disclosure day, not what we've been given so far. I'm
Right.
talking about unredacted, the whole fucking thing with
Mhm.
consequences.
That is
And
something we will never
please
see.
put Bill Clinton in jail. I don't
I
care.
don't
You can
care. I
have
don't
him. I
care.
hate that
Don't.
man. I hate him so much.
Yeah.
Put him in jail.
I so we
I'll come up with
actually
reasons for you if you don't have one.
you are not the first person who has like made this an allegory to that. And I
Mhm,
think we have seen, based on some of the stuff that has come out and the stuff that people know. um I listened to Virginia Giuffre's book called Nobody's Girl about being trafficked by Epstein. She killed herself not last year. Just the stress and a lot of domestic things and whatever. Her life was not great. Um,
Hmm.
but she she was a big Trump fan because she thought he was going to actually release the files. And I don't think people who still believe that he's going to release them unredacted can have that sort of faith now
If he
because
was
it's
going
so
to,
many.
he would have done it by now. Yeah.
Right. And I don't think that those people would be able to cope if the unredacted true files. I think they'll say they're unredacted, and it'll take another couple presidential cycles for them to actually be the actual full ones until the people who are in them are dead. And then everything
Hmm.
will come out. I feel like I don't give a shit who is in them. I I years, not too many years ago, because I'm a gay man, I was called a pedophile, and that's kind of the thing that was hung over me. And now it's like, well, what if, this famous person is a pedophile, and they're like, well, you can't prove it. Well, you're just calling everybody you don't like a pedophile, but when somebody is who you like that person, then why are the goalposts move? There's going to be a lot
Hmm.
of people who, when they have definitive proof, are going to deny it, are going to talk about how there's just no way it could be true. They'll, and that I think you're not the first person who I've talked to who has put an allegory to the Epstein files from this, and um, it's scary to think that people are going to be like, no, no, aliens aren't real. I mean, they have, and I think that's by design. So
Yeah, just
a
like
few,
they wheel out an alien on television and go, "Here's an actual alien, and
yeah,
here's all the evidence." And they're like, "No, I just it's AI."
yeah. Well, a few weeks, and
Like,
they're
here's a
doing
picture
these,
of Trump with Epstein.
yeah, they're doing these. I think, and this is my conspiracy brain, but I kind of feel like the the flooding the zone with aliens, and they did a definite AI what I was trying to say. Okay, flooding the zone with all the AI slop that's out there right now, um,
Mhm.
is almost by design, so you just don't know what to believe.
Oof,
And
that's terrifying.
a few weeks ago, they released a picture that was clearly, like, even people who love Trump and love Elon Musk were saying, "Oh, that's that. Okay, yeah, that is definitely AI," and it was Trump and Musk and RFK Jr. A blurry photo of them walking across the tarmac with an alien, with a gray alien, and claiming that this was the truth. And it's that was something so obvious, but people were like, well, maybe that's real. And I'm like, no, it's honestly not. You can see so many of the tells of AI. So I just
Ridiculous.
I'm worried that we are flooding the internet with so much AI because they don't want you to believe what is true.
Yeah.
So
Awesome. Thanks, Jeff. I have great feelings now about this.
yeah. Again,
That is
like I
not
have said
that's not
before,
depressing at all.
there are good things that AI does, but not generative AI. So
So I'm gonna go watch Legally Blonde. No, I like Disclosure Day. I think it's a great movie. I think Spielberg's a genius, and I still think even at his age, he's untouchable in terms of just a director who knows how to tell a great story. Emily Blunt's incredible in this movie.
mhm.
She just owns the screen from minute one to minute last. She's just amazing. Josh O'Connor, he's just fast becoming one of the best actors in the world, and
Even
then you
White,
got Colman Domingo holding it down.
yeah.
Like, it's incredible.
even Wyatt Russell was good in this, and I don't think he's necessarily a very strong actor, Night Swim.
Mhm.
But even he was good in this. God, I fucking hate that
Are you
movie.
the
Somebody
reason
was
why the
like,
Night Swim director is coming to Davenport? Just a quick question there. The Night
I
Swim director is
actually
coming to Davenport. Is he looking for you?
maybe. Do you remember that scene in Scream 3 when the oldest Arquette boy was like uh he got up, he was questioning Gail Weathers at a book signing or something. He goes, "Tell me, Miss Weathers, was it worth it?" I want to be that guy with the director of Night Swim. Just be like, "Tell me, was this worth it?" I'm just gonna go sit in the audience. I thought we dropped
Uh.
you, but you're just laughing. Okay, I oh,
That'd be very funny. Yeah, they're showing Night of the Hunter, and he's gonna be there for some reason. I don't know. I don't know. I
yeah,
don't quite know maybe he just really likes it. I don't know.
maybe. Well, Joe
Maybe he's
Bob
hunting
Briggs was here
Jeff
last
because of
weekend,
his
so
review of
maybe
Night Swim.
could be. I want
He just
yeah.
got he's got for some reason he's got love and hate on both of his knuckles, and then on his chest is Jeff.
hmm Yep, he's like, "Motherfucker, I'm gonna throw you in a pool." Oh yeah,
A cursed
bring it
pool.
on, Bryce McGuire.
Oh my god. The classic, of course, is related to Spielberg. It's, of course, just the prequel to this film, uh, Close Encounters of the Third
I know.
Kind, from 1977, 78, in that range. Uh,
76.
just this incredible alien movie with Richard Dreyfuss delivering one of the most committed and direct performances ever. And the way Spielberg directs this, just so brilliantly episodic, just dropping in little pieces of information and allowing you to just collect it all in your mind. You're watching this two-track story that's happening with the researchers finding these planes that have come back from being lost in time, to this giant ship that they find, to these people in India who are chanting this song. It's really there's this like these little details that just get slid in there amid this other story, which is this domestic story with Richard Dreyfuss and his family. Yeah, poor Teri Garr just trying to be a mom and get by, and she has these three kids who are just three of the most normal, awful children in the world. Very realistic kids because they're just so obnoxious. Uh, And then Richard Dreyfuss is just losing his fucking mind. He sees an alien ship. He gets his face burned by one. Like he's got like basic evidence right there on his face that he saw this, and still people won't believe him, and still the government is, gaslighting him. And he's just got this madness in his brain that was beamed there by the aliens, telling him, about the mountain and where they're going to be, and he's trying to figure it out, and watching him just lose his mind is fascinating. He's just so magnetic.
Yeah, yeah. This is a movie that really solidified him for me. Forget what he has become. Uh, forget that. He just, not even Jaws for me. This is when I think of Richard Dreyfuss, this is the movie that I will forever think of. Um, he's just like you said, so committed. The his supporting players in this movie are just as committed and just as good. Teri Garr and Melinda Dillon. Um,
Mhm.
I just they make him real to me.
Yeah,
Um,
and I get you gotta give it up for this script because, like, oftentimes a character like Teri Garr's character gets played off as mean or like, not under or being lacking understanding, or she's a killjoy who's trying to stop, the guy from realizing his potential or meeting his goal, and she's not that. She's just a woman who's seeing her husband just lose his mind, and she's reacting rationally by protecting their children. Like,
yeah,
the fairness that the script gives her is necessary to because, without it, like, I don't think you can really buy into the rest of the movie.
agreed, agreed. Um, that the scene with Melinda Dillon and her son is just one of the scariest things.
Oh yeah.
These are the malevolent aliens that you're convinced are going to come and kill you and kidnap your children, and that's they don't. We realize at the end they don't mean any harm. They just don't know that that's not something that people do in this world. But um, that scene is really frightening, even 50 years later. So,
Mhm. Yeah,
but she's
and
just
it's
so good.
mostly it's just
She's
lights and
Yeah,
sound. That's the thing is
yeah,
that it's so incredible because it's just a lot of lights and sound. The lights shooting up from under the floor, through the dog
mhm.
door, through the window, a little bit of wind blowing things around. Just this sound design and the lighting. He makes this terrifying scene that most horror films can't even come close to achieving.
I um I think Melinda Dillon is kind of the unsung hero of this movie too, because she realizes, she's scared to death, and then her son disappears, and
Mhm,
then she kind of takes that leap of faith with him that this is not something that is necessarily bad. This is actually something that could be like life changing and world changing, and can't we let's see if we can figure it out. And she doesn't expect to
mhm.
get her son back. She thinks her son is dead, and then he's just gone. And then, she slowly starts to come to the realization that maybe he's not, maybe, and that look on her face when he comes running out of the spaceship, it's
Oh,
just,
man.
yeah. So,
Yeah, and a lot of people, like, treat her like Kate Capshaw in Indiana Jones too, like, she screams and cries the whole time. Like, what would you do if they took your fucking child, you dickhead? What would you do if you were a fucking singer in a cafe and now you're in a fucking falling out of a plane? Like, you're gonna scream.
right.
What are you talking about? Like, I have never understood that criticism of Kate Capshaw. I don't understand that criticism of Melinda Dillon. She's playing this like she's playing this as straight as you can possibly
Right.
play it because she's like, this is what would happen. This is how you would be if you thought your child was taken by aliens and killed. You'd be a mess.
Yeah.
And the fact that everybody's telling you that they don't believe you, like they're searching, they're searching in creek beds trying to find your son, and it's like
Hmm.
he was taken by aliens. Like I know that you can't tell me that's not what happened. But what if he was found in a creek and that's where the aliens put him? Like
Yeah.
you look even crazier. Her entire world is just being turned upside down. Like
Hmm.
it's her constant like seeming agitation, fear, crying, like, that's a perfectly rational reaction to this irrational situation.
Yeah, exactly. So,
And, of course, it's mostly male critics who criticize
well, of
that.
course. Of
Just
course.
saying.
Yeah. I mean, as I guess I'm a quasi movie critic at this point. Um, I feel like we need more diverse voices in criticism because,
Desperately.
like Gene Shalit just died, and
Mhm.
there's a story that was going around, and I don't, who. Um, I'm gonna butcher it because I don't really remember. It might come to me after the show, like stuff usually does. Where he saw a director and he hated his movie, and they were talking about it at a festival or something, and he was telling somebody, "Oh, it's just a terrible movie, horrible, terrible." And the guy that he was talking to kind of liked it, and he said so, and he's like, and then the director was right there, and he goes, "Oh, what a wonderful movie, so great, I loved it." And then the guy was like, "Oh, okay, well, yeah, I loved it too, so great." And then over the director's back, Gene Shalit is just mouthing, "Terrible." So, it's like that kind of stuff. So, I don't have anything against Gene Shalit because I thought he was a good critic, and I thought he was a little irreverent when he was talking about movies. I liked him more than like Gene Siskel and Roger Ebert most of the time because he was willing to give stupid movies a pass sometimes
Mhm.
if they were entertaining, like horror movies. Um, but the fact that those kind of stories, I'm like, yeah, that's the problem with white cis male straight critics that don't ever have um, a different perspective. They think that everything's terrible if it doesn't fit their perspective. Um,
Mhm.
so yeah, but I
Yeah, that's why I mean, that's the basis for this podcast. I hate critics is that a lot of people hate critics because a lot of us are just white guys repeating white guy things.
not me.
I'm not saying I'm
So,
not guilty of that. I'm not saying
yeah.
that.
Oh
But
yeah,
the fact
same.
that I get to be challenged, but the fact that I get for the past 15 years, I get to be challenged every week on what I think is, and
Mhm.
granted, like you and Bob agree with me a lot, but a lot of the time it's because these are really good movies that we're talking about, or they're really terrible movies that we're talking about. We have similar sensibilities, but you've challenged me, and Bob has challenged me in the past, and Josh challenged us all plenty, and
Mhm.
like, and Amy and MJ are constantly challenging. You have no
Yeah.
idea. You have no idea. It's like herding cats, Jeff. It's like herding cats.
Well, I'm sorry that you have to deal with a gay guy, a trans man, a woman, and Bob and Josh sometimes. I
Yeah,
mean,
I at least as a critic have to go on here and defend how I feel about something every week, and I think there's a lot of critics who've never had to do that.
right.
Ebert had to do it with Siskel, but they were two white guys, going back and forth with each other, and they disagreed a lot. But I mean, again, their personal experiences and background
Yeah.
are still relatively of the same privilege.
And I honestly think that a lot of times they probably didn't disagree, but Siskel hated Ebert. Ebert hated Siskel for a long. I mean, they both hated each other for a long time, and I think that that may have fed into why they challenged each other. So maybe just to needle each
Yeah,
other. So,
but
but yeah,
there's a desperate need. I've been trying to get I've been trying so hard to diversify one of the critics groups that I'm part of, and the old school critics do not want new young critics
mhm,
in. I don't know why. I don't know why. It's not the Critics' Choice. Critics' Choice is incredibly diverse. There's so many wonderful voices in the Critics'
yeah.
Choice. I'm part of a couple of other groups, and it's one of the smaller ones. And it bothers me that I've found like a couple of really great critics that I think belong in that group, and no, we're just not taking new members right now.
Yeah.
Well, like literally, like three of you are on the brink of retirement. I mean, come on now. I am the youngest member of this group. That's not okay.
And I'm 50. Mm,
maybe it's time to diversify, or are the group's going to end. I don't know. Uh,
yeah.
weird choices to not want to bring in new people. I just don't understand it. But we've got to get more people out there, and I've made a point of watching more diverse critics on YouTube, especially where you
Mhm.
can find. I mean, there's a million different white guys on YouTube doing movie reviews, but there are plenty of other really great film critics. One who I really like is Deep Focus Lens. She's fantastic. Her show is called Deep Focus Lens, and she's an artist and a film critic, and she does wonderful work. Jenny Nicholson doesn't call herself a critic, but she does. She actually did one of the best pieces of film criticism I've ever seen when in a movie called Escape from Tomorrow. That
Mhm.
I think
Yep.
it's one of the
I
greatest
yeah.
film reviews I've ever seen. And there's so many more great critics out there, women, gay people. Just there's a lot of great voices. And I wish there was more. I want to bring everybody in, and I don't understand the desire to not open up this world and get more people to talk and write about movies.
Well, I think it's just because the media tells you if you are not um it's like replacement theory. You everybody knows what that is, but at this point, that they are coming to replace Americans. And it's so not true. I grew up hearing about the melting pot that was the United States and how we are richer as a quilt than we are as a blanket. It's just that kind of stuff. And I feel like social media has done so much to um, fracture people and to not get more voices in, because everything, no matter who you are, if you're on the right, on the left, if you're far right, like a Trumper or whatever, it's an echo chamber. And that's just algorithm that fucking sucks. The algorithm doesn't show me your stuff. And you're one of my best friends and my favorite relative. It's like, I don't
Mhm.
see your stuff unless I go searching for it because the algorithm wants to send me Oppo. They want me to see stuff about the right wing so I'll get engaged with it. And that's not what I want to engage with. So
Yeah.
and I
And
think that's
and
that's one of the reasons that everybody's so resistant to other voices, just in
yeah.
general.
That said, I mean, if I hear somebody say something racist, sexist, or homophobic, I'm not gonna. I mean, I turn them off immediately.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna listen to you if
Yep.
that's your perspective. No, you're not part of the conversation. If you're bringing hate, you're not part of the conversation.
hmm Now I can say the F slur. You can't. Okay.
Because well, yes, you're that is your culture. I understand.
It's funny because my friend Andy does a podcast and a public access show called Gay USA, and they clearly say that word um, when they're reporting on something, but he doesn't. They don't call each other that or anything, so it's a little different. But like I just make sure that if I want to insult somebody who's anti-gay, I just call them, "You're such an F slur," and they get mad. So
We've got on the 96 podcast, we have each week we talk about our window into gay because we always find a window into gay in every movie that we watch. MJ is just notable for finding the window into gay. We just did the cable guy over the weekend, and the
well,
window into gay was right there because, like, clearly
the
Jim
plot,
Carrey and Matthew Broderick are dating.
yes, the plot, the quote unquote subplot. Which one of them is the sub in this plot?
Exactly. Yeah. That movie, by the way, is so much better than I remembered it being.
You know what? I'm gonna honestly say I've never seen it because Jim
Really?
Carrey at that time just I couldn't even like stand him. Ace Ventura pissed me off so badly because of the
Mhm.
whole like trans shit.
Yeah, that was
Um,
gross. That
it
that that does not hold up well.
no, it really doesn't. And I I couldn't stand him, and I was like, I don't think he's funny. I think he does the same thing. He does Robin Williams, but with less chops. You know, he doesn't.
Mhm.
Robin Williams could pull off Dead Poet Society. He could pull off Moscow on the Hudson. Jim Carrey at the time, probably maybe he could now, but he couldn't at the time. He was just doing his Jim Carreyist. That every time I'm like, I'm not going to see this movie just because I can't stand him. So I don't think I
Sure.
ever watched it. So
Yeah, they'll have that one coming up very soon because it was surprisingly good,
yeah.
and I really didn't like it when I first saw it, in theaters 30 years ago.
Hmm.
So
Well, if
there's
I'm
that.
going to listen to your show, then I'm going to have to,
I
you know,
you need to watch it. You need also your window into gay.
yes. I don't have enough windows into gay. Like every window in my apartment is into gay. I think even my cat is gay. I don't think so, but
You
she
turned your
does.
cat gay?
Yep. Yep. Oh,
Oh, you gays and your magic. Ugh.
I'll tell you what, if we had all the power that like Republicans seem to think we have, if we can, control the weather, watch the fuck out and shut the fuck up.
Rainbows in everybody's windows.
Yes. If we can do all this magic shit, maybe it's best to not fuck with us. And,
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Hey, gays, how come Trump is still president? What the fuck? Come
Mm,
on. You use your
yeah,
power for fuck's sake.
just saying, if we had the power, that wouldn't be a thing.
Oh my god,
Oh,
that's funny. Uh
what do we got? What do we
Next
got
week,
this week?
Toy
Or, I
Toy
guess next week.
Story, Toy Story 5. If
They're not.
if anyone's gonna see it, I don't know.
They're not
I
just going to call it Toy Story. Isn't that what's for the
I
fifth movie of every franchise?
I don't know. No, they're calling it Toy Story 5.
Okay, good.
That is coming out this weekend. We're also getting, speaking of a window into gay, we're getting Girls Like Girls.
Oh.
It's a terrific trailer for that. I'm very interested to see how that turns out. I wasn't expecting to see that one so soon, so I was very happy to hear that that is coming to our area. And this very strange Robin Hood movie with May 24 and Hugh Jackman called The Death of Robin Hood is coming out this weekend.
It's A24. I'm a little worried. Based on their track record lately. No, just...
And the last one was really great. Well, the back rooms turns it around. We're back up with A24. Good trailer. I'm interested. I'm intrigued, and I don't know. Hugh Jackman's weird, but
yeah, I wonder if Jared and Ivanka are going to be in this movie.
What?
Yeah, they're good friends
With Hugh Jackman.
Yep, they just don't do They just don't do. Yeah, they just don't do politics. Shut the fuck up.
Oh, he's going to get himself kicked off of Broadway. He'll never be able to go back and do Oklahoma again.
Yeah, I always look at the movies on Friday, and I didn't know we were getting Girls Like Girls because it's not listed on the Cinemark website on Friday.
It is now. Yeah.
Oh.
It's listed on Thursday, and they probably just haven't updated for Friday yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you hear about I was going to mention this in the news. I totally forgot. Nate Bargatze, who has a movie out called The Breadwinner. He went to the Trump UFC thing and then issued an apology.
Oh, I didn't hear about the apology.
Oh, yeah, he apologized.
I remember when that movie was coming out, we decided not to do it because you said, quote unquote, I've already seen Mr. Mom. That I was like, that guy he gives off MAGA vibes. And then he showed up at the UFC fight.
And his apology was, guys, I just really like the UFC, I swear.
Well, that's a red flag right there because the UFC is like 100% MAGA. And then that one douchebag who won said what he said, and I'm not going to repeat it because it's not worth repeating, but
I think we need to check all of UFC's hard drives. Just saying. I'm just saying. Check all the UFC hard drives.
And if somebody says I don't do politics, they are MAGA. I mean, it's almost a rule at this point. But yeah, I'm never surprised anymore.
I said I didn't trust him.
Right. Well, my thing is like, okay, does RFK have a couple good ideas? Sure. Psychedelic microdosing. I've always thought that was a good idea because it does help people with depression and things like that. But should it be like policy? Should that go along with don't worry about measles, you can't get it? And then we are almost as a country, we are not listed as eradicating measles anymore. We have the screwworm that is eating its way through livestock in Texas, and we just went ahead and got rid of that department that would track that last year. So I don't understand when people don't know what's going on because I guess I'm terminally online, but I don't know. I'm just, oh, God. Shove another Toy Story movie down my throat.
At least it's not AI.
Yeah. That's what they're going to fight next in Toy Story 6. Oh, guys, everybody, all the toys are AI now.
Oh, God. It's so terrifying.
So for our classic, because I didn't know Girls Like Girls was coming out, my first thought was, oh, it's Robin Hood, The Death of Robin Hood. What about Robin Hood Men in Tights? But then you guys have done that fairly recently. And then I thought the original Toy Story, we could do that, but we've probably talked about that for every single time we've done a Toy Story movie on the show. Like I think we talked about it last time because
I think
I
so.
was on the show for that one. I remember having to see it because it's not something I would go see in the theater. Um, but now that girls like girls. Let me see. There's a movie that I'm thinking of, but I'm gonna just look it up while we're on the air because that is great listening. Um,
Is it The Hunger?
no, but that's an actually very interesting. That's very interesting, Sean, because I bought that movie for
Really?
another project I was working on, and I think that is going to be our classic, The Hunger. So I can finally like watch my purchase. I was thinking
Darn it.
Go Fish,
I was
but
I was thinking personal best. Oh well. No, what are you gonna do?
oh, you just want to see Mariel Hemingway naked.
I mean,
Yeah.
my choices here are Catherine Deneuve and Sarah and Susan Sarandon or Mariel Hemingway. Like, I guess I can do that. I don't
Okay, The Hunger it is. I get to watch a horror movie for the show again. All right.
know.
Oh, um, so
At
yeah,
least there's
okay, well,
Bowie. Bowie's in
this
it.
is this is true. Oh, so yeah, we're watching The Hunger for our classic.
All right, thanks,
Lesbian
Jeff.
space vampires. Have a wonderful night and a wonderful week, and we'll see you next week, fam. I don't know why I said that. I'm just an idiot.